Hey guys, Kelly from Cyborg Queen Media here. There's no branding on this video because I'm honestly not sure what I'm going to do with it. I'm just recording this really quickly, kind of wasn't even planned, but it is my birthday tomorrow, April 5th, and I have been too afraid to post my fundraising link for quite a while now. And I'm doing it right now because it's my birthday, but I also wanted to open up about a couple of things and why my fundraising situation has been so uncomfortable for me to talk about. So, I've been some of you know that I've been trying to raise money for a long time now. I have multiple chronic pain conditions. I have CRPS, for which I have a DRG stimulator. Over 2 years ago, I fell and broke a lead in the stimulator. I was just in constant agonizing pain for over a year before I was able to have surgery to replace it. But thanks to generous donations that covered, a fifth of our deductible for the surgery, I was able to have the surgery. We had to take out a 401k loan for most of it, but it was enough to at least be able to move some stuff around financially. I once I healed from surgery, once I started feeling better and got off the pain meds, I was elated to get my life back for a few months. The first time I realized, "Oh my god, I'm not in pain anymore." I broke down in tears. In fact, I actually have a video talking about it. But I got my life back for a few months and then got hit with the worst chronic pain that I've had yet. It has kept me mostly immobile. I had a feeling I knew what was wrong, but I didn't really know how to talk about it. I was already getting accused of scamming people, which every disabled person gets accused of when they try to raise money for medical or living expenses. But because I'm a content creator who is currently being harassed by another content creator or creators, I was getting it an extra amount. And I just I didn't know how to really be open about why I still needed fundraising money. When I found out that this other condition that I live with, in addition to my CRPS, actually has a name, it gave me some very much needed validation. However, I still didn't feel like I could talk about it without being overwhelmed with hurtful and fatphobic comments. So I've tried to raise money while not openly discussing my diagnosis because I was too afraid to. This condition that I've had since I was very young, but which has become debilitating over the past couple of years, is called lipedema, not lymphedema. That's something completely different. This is lipedema. It's a chronic condition where fat builds up abnormally in my legs and arms. It's not just like regular weight gain or regular fat. Losing weight does not make it go away. This condition brings along painful symptoms like extreme swelling, easy bruising, and constant pain and numbness. It makes every single day a serious challenge. I could drop 30 pounds overnight, but it will change nothing about my limbs. Um, Liposuction is effective because it targets the limbs, but insurance doesn't cover it. I've always been really self-conscious about my arms and legs. Even when I was a size 2, they were still big. I didn't understand why my body didn't look quote unquote normal or like other people's, or why I always felt like my legs were covered in painful bruises and were extremely tender to the touch. Lipedema in recent years has drastically changed my life. And because insurance doesn't really cover liposuction for this, conventional treatment is really the only way to go, and there aren't really many options for that. Liposuction is the most effective. Insurance will cover it sometimes, and there is an organization called Cover Lipedema that actually works with people on getting it approved because it is a medically necessary surgery for people with lipedema. However, there is a very large fee to join, to sign up, and I mean, it's for good reason. They're doing a lot of paperwork for you to get this approved. There's a lot of stuff that goes into it, and it getting it done on my own is possible, but not likely. But even if it does get approved, it's still a $5,000 deductible, which we can't afford. There's also physical therapy. Um, there's also stuff that I can buy on my own that can help, but that I don't have money for because I live on SSGI, like a rebounder, an indoor trampoline, um, extra compression socks, all that kind of stuff. Even believe it or not, I recently heard that doctors are recommending regular use of Mucinex. I don't know if that's actually legit, if that's something that people with lipedema should look into or not. I haven't yet, but apparently it's supposed to be effective. I don't know why. But I mean, basically every time I try to share my fundraiser, I get hit with accusations of me being a scammer. And I also, when trying to discuss this condition, I get shamed for not just, you know, getting off my lazy fat ass and exercising and going on a diet. I mean, and it's ridiculous. And then I get accused of being fat phobic because I want liposuction or access to certain weight loss drugs that can actually help with lipedema. Because I'm blaming all my problems on my fat. The fat is the problem in lipedema. It's if the fat's gone, my problems are gone. I mean, it's that simple. And diet and exercise does not touch it. It's they help you need to use diet and exercise to manage it, but when it's to this point, you need serious intervention. Unfortunately, these people just don't take the time to realize that one size does not fit all. But here's the kicker. When fundraising for disabled folks like me gets blocked, it's not just unkind, it's dangerous. Harassment doesn't just hurt feelings, it keeps me in pain and makes my condition worse. I faced struggles that led me to a very dark place. This isn't just my story, it's happening to countless disabled people out there, and it's a form of violence that absolutely needs to stop. So here's where you come in. If you can support my fundraiser, it would mean the world to me. Your donations would help cover my medical deductible, establish emergency funds for basic needs, as well as be able to try out other effective forms of treatment, like I mentioned earlier, such as physical therapy, massage, rebounder, etc. Every contribution, no matter how small, makes a difference in my ability to access vital health care. If you're still here, thank you so much for your kindness and generosity. If you can't donate, sharing my story with others can also provide invaluable support. And I hope that you'll stand with me against this kind of harassment, especially against those who struggle to access medical treatment. We need to be kinder to each other and not just assume the worst about people, but especially when it comes to disabled people. When you're living on SSDI, you're living in legislated poverty. I'm not making money with my channel yet, and I don't have money for medical care, and I just want to survive and stop being in pain. That's all that I want. Thanks so much for the support, everybody. I probably would not be here without it. So, take care, everyone.